So I figured I'd tell you my story on how I met L.L.Cool J back in the summer of '98. It was July of '98. And the deal was you had to buy his book, I Make My Own Rules, which came out in '98. And I found the book awesome, man. And me, it's really funny because my first music tape, because back then in the '80s they only had tapes, they didn't have CDs yet. It was Run DMC's first album, and I just remember it being them rapping with beats, and then once in a while like Rockbox would come on and be like, "Whoa, that's like it's da 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 da," music, like it's like loud. Now for me, I'm just getting into music, so I mean, that was heavy for me, and I'd hear music on the radio, but I wasn't really into, like, I just knew the songs. I wasn't really into music. So I actually got into rap before I got into metal. And then I was into both. And, but Run DMC's first album was like real life stuff that you could relate to. Like, wow, like made you think deeply. Like, it's like that. Like, that's like stuff that you take with you in your life. Like, wow, you know what I mean? Whoever said love could buy you clothes? Like, it really like moved me. And, then I got, obviously, like, Raising Hell, which had more stuff in it. And, to me, like, the actual song Raising Hell, that was like heavy, at the time. That's before I actually got into like Motley Crue and other stuff. But Run DMC, I think, was my first rap cassette. And then LL Cool J, Bigger and Deffer, and I was blown away. I got that before I got radio, and I was just like that. I just connected with him, and it's like, I saw the video I Need Love, but I think what it was hearing I'm Bad on the radio, the first one, and I was like just blown away. Doom, 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 doom. So like in the '90s, and then I got into Led Zeppelin, then I get into White Snake, got into different bands. So I was basically into metal and rap, and I was just one of those type of people that would wear the long hair, have long hair in high school, and then have a metal shirt one day, a rap shirt the next day. I think I was trying to make peace with both communities, but at the same time, I think I was pissing them both off. And so, anyways, at the Auburn Mall around my area, LL Cool J was coming, and the deal was um, you had to buy his autobiography, I Make My Own Rules, and to get his autograph, which I already did. So I wore his shirt. I had a shirt, and I'm in the line, and finally my time comes, and his bodyguard is like this big black guy, and I'm looking at him like, to myself, like, I'm thinking that guy looks familiar. He looks like one of the guys in the old school tapes, to myself. But to him, he thought that I was looking at him like I had a problem with him. So he's like looking back at me like this. I'm like, holy shit. He goes, where do you want him to sign it? And I said, right there, whatever. And then I had a really shitty camera back then. They didn't really have cell phones. At least I couldn't afford them if they did have them. '98, I don't think, I'm not sure. But I didn't have a cell phone. Obviously, I had a cheap camera I bought for like $10. And I went to go take his picture, and he posed for it, he did something, and it didn't come out. I thought it did. It didn't come out. Now, if I had a cell phone, obviously, it would have been better. But, I didn't have much time. I said, hey, you're my favorite rapper. And then he goes, thank you. And then that was it. He signed it, and then that was it. And I moved around so many times, I lost the book, which sucks because I know it's worth money. But one thing that really, really pissed me off, and now every wrestler that's always come around, the wrestler autograph sessions, they charge you extra, but they do allow you to have a picture with you and them. LL Cool J, you could take a picture of him, but not a picture of you with him, which really fucking pissed me off because now here's a dude that I looked up to my whole life. I would have paid the extra, but the whole point is what? I can't be seen with one of my fans because I'm too good for them, or what? Oh, they might make money off of me by selling a picture of me and him. Even fucking so, I think that was the stupidest fucking thing, that you could not take your picture with him. That fucking pissed me off, and it still pisses me off. And it's been what, almost 20 years later. But that's my experience meeting the rapper. And I said to him, yes, yeah, my favorite rapper, and he always will be, because that's the rapper that really, when I was a kid, like 11 years old, I said, man, that's who I want to be, like L.L.Cool J, you know. And so, if you have an experience with meeting a celebrity or a rapper or whatever, post below. Did they let you have a picture of you with him or not? And how did you feel about that? Post below. I'd like to hear from you. Peace out, my YouTubers.